I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now.
Yeah.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming now.
Angel Reese has always looked up to Caitlin Clark, admiring her journey from college to the WNBA. Both players experienced the highs and lows of fame together, and Reese has worked hard to stay in the spotlight ever since.
Keep running your mouths. We can have a volume 2 next week. Maybe a volume 3. All right? You're not bothering anybody. I don't care.
But now, the reality is sinking in. Caitlin Clark has truly carved out her own path, while Angel Reese is starting to fade into the background. The top free agents in the WNBA are making big career moves, and they're choosing to team up with Caitlin Clark at the Indiana Fever, completely bypassing Reese. It's a tough blow for Reese, who once believed she was the future of the league but now finds herself being left behind.
These people don't understand. I've been doing this long enough to know. Sorry, I set a trap for you. And the goal here was to be able to expose Angel Reese fans for what a lot of them are. Now, are some of them sensical? Of course. All right? But I come on here and I point out the flaws of her basketball game, and that makes me a racist, yada, 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 right? You know, I mean, it doesn't shock me, okay? A lot of these people probably voted a certain way, a way I didn't, and that's also a problem for a lot of these folks, right?
This isn't just about basketball, it's a wake-up call for Angel Reese and her supporters.
Pass perfect to Reese. She was unable to get it in. They play some beautiful basketball. Again, no Brianna Stewart today. Chicago's in his 7th.
Reese and Clark were expected to be the standout duo of the 2023 to 2024 college basketball season. Though they were rivals, Reese always positioned herself as Clark's equal, even trying to outshine her with viral celebrations, trash talk, and a self-created narrative that put them on the same level. When LSU won the national championship in 2023, Angel Reese made sure all eyes were on her. She mocked Caitlin Clark with the famous "You can't see me" taunt and showed off her championship ring in Clark's face. Reese wanted everyone to see her as the dominant force, the next big star in the game.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
For a while, people bought into it, but then Caitlin Clark did what she always does, she let her game speak for itself. While Reese focused on the theatrics, Clark was breaking records, captivating fans, and rewriting the possibilities of women's basketball.
Here, a friend of mine last night that covers Caitlin Clark, and the following was said: you can keep making videos about Angel, but be careful, they want to destroy your channel. So I reached out to John and I said, guess what? The Angel Reese fans, they big mad. They're big mad. And he said, and I quote, drown them. Okay. I mean, oh, yeah, right down my alley, it seems. So anyway, and a lot of people said, well, were you trying to play the victim here? Hell no. I was trying to expose people for what they are. The lowest common denominator scumbags on the planet. And they confirmed it. They confirmed it.
When the WNBA draft arrived, both players entered with plenty of hype, but one thing became clear right away: Caitlin Clark was the one that teams were genuinely excited about. Now, in the WNBA, that gap has only grown wider. The 2024 season was supposed to be Angel Reese's chance to prove she was just as valuable as Caitlin Clark. Instead, it turned into the season where everyone saw that she wasn't.
Parading, taking, and hitting.
They're hoping that can discourage Alyssa Thomas from making some of her great passes.
No one picks up Clark, who cans the three.
Caitlin Clark has turned the Indiana Fever into the most talked about team in the league. She's shattered viewership records in nearly every game, become the top-selling jersey in WNBA history, and boosted the league's financial prospects with huge endorsement deals and sponsorships.
Popularity is profound and pointed. They have traversed the entire country to come here to Phoenix to get a look at her today, wearing her number, buying her jersey, and she has been very engaging with a lot of her fans. This has been the scene perpetually across the league for Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark achieved all of that while Angel Reese struggled with consistency on the court, often focusing more on social media drama than her game. Reese lacked the offensive versatility that Clark brings, and over time, she became more known for the headlines than her performance. Now, top WNBA free agents, players who could change the future of the league, are choosing to play with Caitlin Clark in Indiana, not Angel Reese.
And now with 22 seconds to go, here's Clark off the screen. The three-pointer is good.
Reese, who once tried to control the media narrative, now finds herself unable to change the reality. She has no influence over who wants to play with her, and the truth is clear, they don't.
We're about to react to Angel Reese missed layups, but they get increasingly more ridiculous.
Ferocious ability to
Here we
finish
go.
on the basket with efficiency.
I hate her video, but here we go. You know,
40.2% from the field. And
That's not bad. That's not good at all.
50% on shots less than 5 feet from the basket.
That's not good.
And is shooting a terrible 13% on shots 5 to 9 feet from the basket. Some of these
She's not a shooter, I
attempts
don't
are
care.
really bad. And a lot of these layup attempts aren't even hitting the
That was
rim,
terrible.
and she's within 3 feet of the basket.
Yeah, that was terrible.
And it's not something
that was
that
terrible.
happens once.
I can't lie. Them are terrible layup
This happened
attempts. I cannot cap.
Sources close to Angel Reese say she's frustrated with how things are unfolding. She thought she would be one of the most sought-after young players in the WNBA, a centerpiece that top-tier players would want to join. Instead, she's watching from the sidelines as the Indiana Fever builds a super team around Caitlin Clark. It's not just about talent, it's about marketability, leadership, and impact, and Caitlin Clark excels in all three. Reese, on the other hand, is known more for drama than for her game, and WNBA veterans and free agents aren't interested in babysitting egos. Imagine being Angel Reese, thinking you were part of the future of women's basketball, only to see that future move on without you. That's exactly what's happening. Reese built her brand by positioning herself against Caitlin Clark, thinking that would keep her in the spotlight. But that strategy only works if you win. Now, top free agents are making it clear, they want to win and be part of something bigger with Caitlin Clark. Unfortunately for Angel Reese, she's not part of that equation.
Hey, it's her rookie year, bro.
Kennedy Carter does a good job also finding Reese, but she misses a wide open layup.
She's not an offensive player. Like, let's get that straight, bro. She's a defensive player that's aggressive on the boards. She's just getting her offensive game started, bro. She's just starting to learn her offensive game. You know what I'm saying?
Again.
Like, let's not make it like she's an offensive player. Like, she's not an offensive.
Kennedy Carter feeds Angel Reese. Can't finish.
I know there are tens of thousands of women who don't play pro basketball who would have made that layup. Or this play also from the game against the Wings, where Reese does something completely inexplicable.
That was wild.
Give me the rock.
That was a crazy miss.
Enrique's got 18. Off the glass.
What the fuck was that? Angel.
This is my time.
Angel.
Enrique's got 18.
What was that?
No. Reach the rebound. Maddie Segras got a piece of it.
She grabs the offensive rebound like the great rebounder she is, but then tries to do a reverse layup like Kyrie.
What? She threw that bit like
catching
this.
the ball again, she's rejected in one of the worst ways possible.
The illusion is finally over. Caitlin Clark is the true face of women's basketball, and Angel Reese is just another player left on the outside, wondering what went wrong. For a long time, Reese had the support of some of the most bitter and outdated voices in the WNBA, people who were determined to lift her up at Caitlin Clark's expense, no matter what the facts said. Leading that charge was none other than Cheryl Swoops, the so-called legend, who spent the past year pushing a ridiculous anti-Clark narrative. Swoops, with the confidence of someone who thought her credibility was still intact, boldly claimed that no player would want to play with Caitlin Clark. She made this statement as if she had carefully considered all the facts and reached an objective, well-reasoned conclusion.
Cheryl Swoops, you beautiful, actually not so beautiful. You tell us that, well, Caitlin Clark used an extra year. She did. Shoots 40 times a game. She did. Cheryl Swoops is among the dumbest people ever and one of the most talented ever. Really, if you look at Cheryl Swoops' basketball history, she certainly should be considered among the greats. But all that goes away when you're inherently stupid. Let's be honest. We all know that she went at Caitlin Clark because she's a little white.
But now, after more than a year of making unsupported claims, Cheryl Swoops appears as a frustrated figure who can't accept that Caitlin Clark, a rookie, has already achieved more for the WNBA in one season than Swoops did in her entire career.
Caitlin Clark be a good pro? Absolutely. Will Caitlin Clark come into the WNBA and do what she's doing right now? Immediately? Absolutely not. Not gonna happen.
Okay.
Here's once again another example of Cheryl Swoops hating Caitlin Clark so much that she literally can't even say her name. I think the Olympic break really helped Indiana. I'm going to shout out to Lexi Hall. I'm a big Lexi Hall fan. Lexi Hall shot the leather off the ball in their game against Seattle. Kelsey Mitchell is just stroking. She is just shooting the basketball. Aaliyah Boston, almost a triple-double. If Indiana continues to play the way they're playing like this, they too are going to move up in the standings. And that was it, you guys. That was all she had to say about Indiana. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, not even a nod to Caitlin Clark, not even saying like Caitlin Clark's playing well or Caitlin Clark's leading the team. I don't even you don't even have to be that complimentary, but leaving her out completely when she is the number one component of that Indiana Fever team and has also been playing a lot better post this Olympic break than she was before, to completely leave her out, it's so weird.